Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your favorite time of the day on your probably least favorite day of the week, Monday nights with Danny Stewart. I'm your host, Danny Stewart, and tonight I will be talking about a very interesting topic that a lot of people, well, some people freely share it, but not everybody just wants to go out and talk about this. I'll be talking about my very first time that I kissed a guy and the first time that I had sex with a guy. So, yeah, really intimate topic tonight. And it's going to be very well. I'm going to try and keep it interesting without being too much, because some of the details get a little hot. You know how that goes. But anyway, so we'll start with my first kiss. My very first kiss, I was in eighth grade. Eighth grade. And I was in the band at the time. And we had a former student of my middle school that would come from his high school. And he was in one of the hot bands in the city at the time, one of the hot high school bands. And he would come once he finished band practice, or some days he would be excused to come and help us out, like volunteer and stuff like that. So he would always pick on me. Like, I was in the percussion section. I played either the bass drum or the tenor drum. Yes, I was a drummer. We were the hot. Just side note, sidebar for all my band geeks out there. Percussion is it. There would be no band without the percussion section. So just want to put that out there. But anyway, back to the story. So anyhow, he would always pick on me. Like whenever there was a part to play or something like that, he would, we would all have to learn our new music. And then after we learned the new music, we would have to play our parts separately. So each person in the percussion section would have to play their part. And if you messed up, you had to run laps or do push-ups or both, depending on, how he was feeling that day, if he passed the test, failed the test, whatever. So, like, the slightest thing I would do, if he heard my rim click with my mallets, because I was back there adjusting or something like that, I had to run laps or do push-ups. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this MF is getting on my last nerve. Like, why am I always having to do all this extra stuff? Like, what's up? And then if I did good, like everybody else was like, okay, they just got extra stuff. And I was just like, And usually I would have to be the first person to play out of everybody. So I was just like, what's really good? Like, what's up? So one day I was in the bathroom, handling my business. And I hear the door open, then I hear it close, and then I heard it lock. So I'm like, oh shit, what's about to go down? Like, I didn't know what to do. And so I look back and he's just standing there looking at me like, yeah, I've been waiting on this. So I'm like, okay, we gonna have to fight or something like that. Cause this month always, trying me. He always doing that. So I'm, mad. So I zip up my pants and I turn around. And he was like, what's up? And I was like, nothing, about to go practice. And he was like, oh, okay. And so, no, he said, no, you're not. And I was like, what do you mean, no, I'm not? He was like, no, you're not. And I'm like, okay, so am I going home? Are you dismissing me? Like, what's up? And so he says, something. And I forgot what it was. This is a couple years ago, y'all. I've been graduated high school. Not going to give the year, though. As far as you all know, I'm 21. But anyhow, he said something to me, and I was just kind of taken aback by like, what? And so I go to wash my hands, and he grabs me, and I'm thinking we about to start fighting, and he kissed me. And I was just like, what is happening? Like, what's going on? Mind you, he was a cutie. I'm not even gonna lie. He was really, really cute. Like, real cute, smell good, always dressed really well if he wasn't in practice clothes, like real fly. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like this man is kissing me. And he gave me his number and he was like, call me later. And so I was just like, I don't know what to do. And of course, then like I was just kind of, I hadn't even really fully accepted the fact that I was gay or anything. So that really just like messed my world up. Like everything just went upside down all over the place. Like my life just started to fall apart. But anyway, so that was my first kiss. And then the first time that I decided that I wanted to give my virginity away and have sex was with the guy that I was actually with. What was this? Like 11th grade? Yes, it was like the summer between, I was becoming a senior in high school pretty much. So this was, yeah, the summer between my 11th grade and 12th grade year. And he was here visiting his dad. Well, not here, but he was home. Well, for us, it was home. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, by the way. And so he was home visiting his dad. And I was like, we were just kind of texting and stuff like that because his mom lived in Atlanta. So he was like back and forth between the two. But when school was in, he was in Atlanta. And when the summer was in, summer was out or whatever you want to call it. When summertime came, he was in Jacksonville. And so we got to spend a lot of time together, talking on the phone like all day, every day, texting, all that other stuff. And that was before texting was free. So I hadn't ran up the damn bill. Like my grandma was like, what's going on? Just craziness. So, but yeah. So he came over one day and we hadn't planned on it. We really didn't plan on it, but the energy was kind of high, if you know what I mean. And so when my grandma left the house, my brother was in another room playing video games as always. So I had my room to myself. So I went, closed, locked the door, and it was really like, are we going to do this? Are we not? What's really going on? I was a little scared at first. And he was just like, come here. And so I went over to the bed and I sat down and then I just started kissing him. I just jumped on him. I was like, I'm just going to take this chance while it's here. I'm not finna, all of that stuff while I was walking across the room. I just kind of was like, am I going to do this? Am I not? Am I not? Am I not? All of that went through. But by the time I got to that bed, it was just like, let's do it. And so just jumped on him, kissed him all over the place, started sucking on his neck, all of that. It was just like really hot. And then, clothes started coming off and all that bumping and grinding and stuff. And before you know it, we was all in. Yeah, it was pretty hot. I will spare you all the details. I'm pretty sure, well, some of you might want to hear it, but I'm just not that type. But yeah, that was the first time I decided to give my virginity away. We were in a relationship for, I want to say, probably about 4, maybe 5 months, mostly long distance. Because like I said, I lived in Jacksonville and he was in Atlanta. So about 4 or 5 months, and we weren't seeing each other, physically that often until summertime rolled around. And so I know I did sneak, like we did get one visit up there in Atlanta and I was able to see him then, but that was like probably like once. Yeah, that was once. And then after that, it was just always whenever he was home in Jacksonville. So yeah. So I guess we just kind of decided, hey, let's take advantage of the time while we have it so we won't be sitting on the phone talking about it all the time. But yeah, so guess I was a little bit of a slut, huh? But anyway, that's all that I have for you all tonight. Maybe you all should call in and give me some of your first times, first kiss, first time you had sex, whatever your first was with a guy. That would be a very interesting topic. Be sure to take down that number and call in so we can talk about this the next time in the comments. For the upload, I'm always here to interact with you all in the comments. So make sure that you all send me your comments, send me your comments or call me on that number. And I look forward to talking to you all next week on Monday Nights with Danny, your favorite time of the day on your least favorite day of the week.
Are you looking for urban, creative, intellectual, and socially forward LGBTQ media? The new National Youth Pride Services Network provides more than 1,000 live and on-demand hours of programming from and around the world on several platforms simultaneously, including YouTube, Periscope, radio, Apple TV, and Chromecast. With original programs from NYPS, the fastest growing Black LGBTQ movement in the U.S., as well as from other amazing producers, you are sure to find something you like each and every day. For your free subscription, visit www.nypsnetwork.com today.